Hi there, it's Paulie here. Yeah, so as I said, I don't want the anecdote sections of the channel to be a downer, but just lost another friend today, old one, one of the first friends I ever made in overseas fandom, Mark Merlino. But I promise I shall turn this upbeat. So Mark was he was one of the founders of anime fandom in, well, the USA, the world. He got hold of tapes and so on from Japan of shows that no one had seen way back, late 70s, early 80s, and turning up to the animation fandom meetings and science fiction fan meetings that were going on in Los Angeles at the time, would have these little showings out the back of all this amazing stuff that no one had ever seen. And then, you know, you could dub tapes off him, and then as other little anime clubs started where other people would show them, they'd get the tapes off Mark. He would have people sending him stuff from Japan. He would copy them out in the USA and send them out. So that dispersal of kind of bootlegged videos that kind of allowed this stuff to be seen, yeah, it kind of spread from him. Obviously, they bought non-bootlegged copies when they could, but often this was just taken off, you know, Japanese TV and wherever they could find it. But he was absolutely instrumental. He was also instrumental in founding furry fandom. He founded the first conventions for furry fandom. Now, if you've ever played, I did a video game long ago, which was called Nightshade, Claws of Sutek. There's little shrine sites to it all over the web. People seem to love that thing. When you look at objects and so on in the game, they've always got some sort of crazy title on them. Yeah, if you go into a supermarket there, I think if you look at the cereal on the packets, the cereal is called Rodden Size Crispy Weasel Flakes. Yes, that is a reference to Mark, whose kind of fan name was Silas Sable. They had a thing for muscelids and weasels and so on. So yeah, so Mark was a real foundation convention organizer, and it's kind of in many ways how I remember him best. So I still find one of the funniest stories was, of course, he was always running around in a panic because you know, things were happening at the conventions, and you know, he's desperately running around trying to shore up the dike, stop the floodwaters bursting through, put out the fire on level 4, catch the wild streams of bats that are flying through the lobby space, etc. But Mark, he encouraged a lot of artists to turn up to these conventions, and some artists had turned up and they'd done some Star Trek art. And by Star Trek art, I mean they had done like a life-size picture of Mr. Sulu from original Star Trek, stark bollock naked, tied to some kind of pylon, you know, where he's obviously been, you know, lashed by the evil Klingons. And oh no, they're going to whop him again. And you know, he had this titanic erection, and he's let this artist put this up in the art show. Because he just really hasn't paid 100% attention. You know, what? Oh, there's some kind of sexy Star Trek art. Oh yeah, whatever. Sexy Star Trek art's fine. Just put it up wherever. So they put this up. Well, you know, we need a whole panel for this. Oh, whole panel is like, all right, there we go. We'll put it up on this main feature wall. So, okay, but here's the thing. George Takei, who, those of you who lived in a closet for most of your lives, yeah, he played Mr. Sulu. He had a habit of just dropping into conventions just for fun. So he just wanders into Mark's convention, and he has heard that these conventions are famous for the art. So he heads straight for the art show. So I'm just hanging around, sort of chatting with people near the registration desk, and someone excitedly races up to Mark to say, "George Takei's here." Oh, George Takei's here. Yeah. He's headed straight for the art show. And Mark's like, ah! And he goes thundering down to the art show to try and like head off. Takei, too late. Takei has gone into the actual art show, turned the corner, and there is this, you know, artwork of himself. And he didn't hear "oh my," but what he did hear was "oh." I wish. So, he weathered that one. So, Mark. My last memory of Mark actually was he was there organising a convention last time I saw him. He'd I'd come over on business to Hollywood, and I went over to drop in and visit him and say hi. And there they all were sitting around, getting a convention organised, all sitting around talking with each other and whatever. So it was like, that was my final farewell to him, and probably not a bad one. There he was, organising good times for other people, and that's what he always did. So that's, again, it's not a bad epitaph. Anyway, cheers everyone, and please don't give me any more reasons to do any more of these. Look after yourselves. Okay, bye.